Is it going to stay this time? Oh, I don't know. I got a feeling. Maybe it's going to stay this time. Okay, this has been acting a little weird. Okay, hi, everybody. I am Kim Overholt, your party artist. KimOverholt.com. I am here to be your host here at my studio, Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio, where I am live today. Welcome to my studio. Yes, I said I'd get it done, and I did. I tidied up my studio, and it's looking fantastic now. Now I've got to try and find stuff to fill it all with now that it's all completely empty. Well, it's not completely empty. I've got everything organized. You know what I found out? As soon as I kind of got everything with the Kimmy the Clown and the face painting all kind of put back into place, I was able to kind of straighten everything else out. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I am Kim Overholt, your party artist. Well, I used to be a party artist until the whole COVID thing started, and now nobody wants to get together with anybody. So I will show you live the kind of things that I am doing. And so I put it under lifestyle of being an artist. And yeah, here I am to help you understand what it means to be an artist in the Niagara area, I guess, because here I'm in sunny Niagara. Well, today isn't very sunny today. It's actually kind of gloomy out, so that's probably why I've got a good leg up on getting all of the organization done in this place. And now I can get back to doing what I enjoy, which is doing more art, cartooning and stuff. My babies. It was the last cartoon that I ever made before I did before this all, like, they're gone now. My little brides. Yeah, my Bella, she passed away in May. She got too old. Her heart was in it, but her body wasn't. And my poor Mina, just in July, right after her 18th birthday, I lost them both now. They both turned 18, and I lost them both. And I love them both. Oh my gosh, I so miss them. They were better than they were the best buddies that I think I could have ever had in my lifetime for doggy wise. So if you ever want to see any more of my art, please check out my website, www.kimoverholt.com, because I always do have something going on there. And I guess maybe I'll just keep this little block of blue right here and just erase my cartoon. There's nothing wrong with keeping the block, because usually it shows you, this is my little piece of paper that I work on, and the things I do with cartooning and stuff. So I was contacted by a friend of mine who I haven't talked to for a while, and he's like, yeah, you used to do signs for me. I'm like, yeah, I used to do signs for you. And I did my own paintings and stuff like that. I sold some paintings into to Texas. I've sold some paintings into California. I sold a few paintings in California, actually. I was always trying to get in the California market just because, it's LA. LA is like the place to be. Well, it was the place to be until, of course, COVID too. And then everything's gone to shit now. Since the whole everybody wants to be run by, they won't use their own minds. They want to be used by somebody else. That's not even a life. You can't even use your own brains. But some people are like that. They don't want to use their brains. They just want to have somebody tell them what to do. Well, I'm just going to show you. I'm like Morpheus. I'm going to only show you the door. I can't actually help you go through it. That's something that you had to do on your own. And that's what the whole thing about Morpheus is anyways. He was only just like, John in a lot of the Jesus things. He was showing you what it's all about. It's you that's got to figure it out for yourself. Anywho, welcome to my page. And like I say, I always wanted to do something like a comic book boot camp where you can come up with designs for creatures and ideas for your own stories, that kind of thing too. I am a font. I am full of all kinds of stories. I have so many, really, really. The things that my imagination can do is crazy. It's crazy because I've imagined so many scenarios with so many people. I've imagined movies, whole movies with artists like Arnold Schwarzenegger as a continuation of Total Recall. I have that in my brain where I've actually made a whole script of Total Recall with it working in the opposite direction, and it's actually a really cool movie in my brain. But you try to tell people about this kind of thing, and you can only just like again, you can only tell them about it. You can't do it for them. You kind of give them suggestions of things, and this is the great thing about doing storyboards and cartooning and things like that, because you create characters, you create storylines. I'm sorry, you get to give me a second. You know what? Like I was tidying up and everything. I've been going at it all yesterday and all today, getting it all kind of nicely completed and everything. This most of the stuff over here is my hubby's stuff too. So, but see, the thing is that what was I going to say? Oh, must have been a lie. Okay, now I lost it. With all having all this stuff, it's like you really learn what you really do more of and what you do less of, and it's just a matter of sorting through everything and yeah, putting everything back into a proper order. And the same with it going with doing art and stuff like that. It gives you a proper order in which to do stuff. So I remember the last time I was talking about doing art, we were we were thinking about line concepts, and have myself a book on all kinds of stuff here. Let me just delve into it for you, so maybe you can come up with an idea for something that you want to see. Oh, and in the meantime, I've got my cup today, and I do have some coffee in it. So here's to it, and from it, and to it again, because we never know when we'll be here to do it again. Cheers, everybody. That used to be my motto. Oh, well, of course, life's what you make it. Cheers. That's my motto. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. And it's bothering me. It's sidetracking me from my thoughts. Okay, so like I'm tidying up everything, and I came across like a whole bunch of stuff that I got from like Christmas stuff like that I haven't really used. Like it's like perfumes and stuff, all kinds of perfumey thingies for like ladies like myself. So, and the name of the perfume is called Kimberly. I'm just Kim. I'm not a Kimberly. I'm just a Kim. In my birth certificate, it says Kim Nora. That's my name, Kim Nora. Kimberly. Oh, this perfume that I put on, I feel like now I've become some kind of bleh. I can't wait to actually. Thank God there isn't such thing as smell-o-vision, because you'd be like, oh my God, Kim. Yeah, that's Kimberly. That's not Kim. Oh man. I smell better. My own smell smells better than Kimberly. Oh my God. It's like I'm trying to concentrate and I can't, because the smell's like just throwing me off. Oh, Raquel Welch, eat your heart out. Right? Okay, so yeah, so next thing to consider, outlining doing art and stuff like that. We're going to come into some interesting things coming up next. So we did line quality, obviously. We did shading for objects, so you can tell the difference from light and darkness, right? And the next thing that we are going to try is a little bit of principles of design, which has to do with one good thing to kind of show you is like balance. BALANCE. A balance. And they always say that when you're looking at a picture, I use the rule of thirds when it comes to doing, when you're looking at a photo, but when you're doing a face, it is good to keep precision. Well, precision, but there is a balance to everything. Everything has its own little perfection to it, I guess you might say. So in the middle of, say, a circle, if we wanted to make a face, we would add a little bit of a curve to it, so it would become like more like a face shape. And in the middle, so I'm technical about it, it's an oval shape. And then in the middle of that is where your eyes go. And also, if you count in between here and here, it's the length of one eye is here. And your third eye is there. It's where people believe in the third eye, that kind of thing. But yeah, the length of the one eye to the other is the space of another eyeball. So there we go. There we go. So in between there and your chin is where your nose would be. So it'd be about there. See how everything kind of has a balance to it? And between here and here, there's where your chin would be, and your mouth would be right about there. And then when you remove all the extra little lines and stuff, you get the beginning of making a face. And you can make, like, sometimes there's a shape in the eyebrows that kind of, like, you can have it so some eyes go like that, some eyebrows go like that, some eyebrows have their own little shape to them too. Sometimes they just go down like that. It all depends on your bone structure too. So the bone structure follows the line of like that. Yeah, go here. But yeah, I digress. Bone structure and everything, that's also something that's in very good balance. So balance is very important, especially when it comes to making the human face. All right, and shoom. Okay, so balance is important. Placement is important too. Placement of stuff in a certain area, it creates a certain feeling for something. Like the rule of thirds that I said. When you take a picture, what you do is you break it down. Oh, that's kind of bad. That's more than thirds there. Okay, so yeah, so half is like through there, but a third would be like in there, in there. So when you take a picture of something, you keep in mind where you want the subject to be. Balance in the face is like in the center, but when you want to have it something interesting for your eye, you put it a little bit off to the side, like maybe off center, like here, and then you can have like something else interesting going on in the background, maybe in the person's face over here, and that kind of thing. You can build up some kind of drawing where it's kind of like a progression of people, and then lastly would be over here would be like somebody else's shoulder. You know what I mean? Like and again, you can see balance and progression, and your eye automatically wants to follow in a direction, right? So it's kind of neat. So rule of thirds is a neat thing to do because, again, it just makes your eye want to follow in a certain pattern. Patterns are very important. That's the other thing I want to tell you about is patterns. Patterns, some people when they draw, they sketch out a picture, they make it into like, I think my marker's running out. But yeah, they make it into like a grid kind of thing. Some people do like the grid thing and then they plot it out. Each section of the picture, they make it into their own little, they can have a little shape here and a little shape here. And you put it together and eventually, it was like those old puzzles that you used to get in in those activity books, where eventually you put all the pieces together and it turns into a face or something. It was a really cool thing to do, and it was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And that's the way some artists actually plot everything out with grid. So make a grid and have a pattern. And that's the other thing. When you have a pattern, you start having like a rhythm to what you do. So there's always da 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 da, like the bunch of heads going one direction is like you see da 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 da. It's like following the melody. There's a way. There's a way of following along. You automatically just want to go, and the patterns are another way to kind of learn how to draw. Learning how to make wavy lines. I always said an interesting way of learning to draw too, and was kind of interesting as well, is to learn how to make block numbers in letters. Again, patterns, patterns, patterns. Yeah, but making block lettering is also a cool way to get you to think differently about how you see things as well. So, like the letter A, for an example. Oh, I think I've just tapped out my marker. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find another one here that'll work. Maybe brown. Brown might work. Brown's always probably one that works well. Yeah, because nobody likes to use it. Okay. All right. Anyways, so here I go. I'm going to show you. What was I going to show you? Oh, yeah. Pattern, movement, rhythm. Yeah, rhythm of the a certain pattern. What was I going to show you? Oh yeah, lettering. Yeah. So yeah, letter A, for example. Just draw on the outside of it. Remove the letter. And then in the center, make a triangle. Let it be. You do this. You can get rid of this. You see how this all, and you know, as you go, you get to learn how you can put them all together eventually and make something really cool. Like I always enjoyed doing calligraphy, and I've always enjoyed the style of lettering of say Roger Dean, where you could take any number of words like letter A. B, letter C, and have a certain pattern to them. Letter D, a little bit of a curve to it, that kind of thing, and just continuing like if you wanted to, you could make it your own by adding your own little. And make funky letters. Funky letters is always nice to and neat to do whenever you're making your own cartoon and stuff like that too. I mean, if you can't find what you're looking for, you create it yourself. That's the only way to do it. Yeah. And of course, with we also want to keep emphasis on the subject, of course. So, say your main subject is say a flower. In your drawing or painting that you're doing, you make it a nice flower. You want to make that the central point of something. Of course, everything else that you make will be not as brilliant, not as good, just because you want to keep the main object kind of in the center. if that's what you want. But again, it's also good to do like a little bit offside, not completely middle too. So your eye just kind of naturally gravitates towards something. So like, move over here, move over here, put leaf there, and put a little bit over here. There. That kind of thing, yeah. So you make something that's the focal point of something. It would be bigger than say everything else that would be on the page, kind of thing. And I'm sure you guys probably already know all this, and I'm just giving you a refresher. It's a refresher for me too, just so that I can, when I go to redo some of my cartoons again, I can go back over and go, oh yeah, okay, there we go. This is what we've got going on. Emphasis. And that's some of the principles of design. So it's just so that you know, there you go. And next time I talk to you, what we're going to do is try a little bit of perspective. Yeah, perspective is something awesome. And I hope you enjoy your day. I don't want to keep you too long because, again, I have a few things I want to do. And I don't want to keep you because, although it's not the greatest day out there, I still have a few things I got to do around here. So, and I got to work too. So I appreciate you coming here and hanging out with me and learning a little bit about art and design. And I hope you come back again for a little bit more. And in the meantime, if you are curious, please check out my website, kimoverholt.com, or check out my Patreon. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, although, those social media, I'm really not impressed with them much anymore. And I am looking for other places to be, like I am on LinkedIn as well. So if you want to check out my stuff there, you're more than welcome to. And I'm trying to get into Gab and trying to get into the other social media that aren't so mainstream. I don't know what you would call it. But yeah, if you want to find me, just look me up, Google me, Kim Overholt. KimOverholt.com will come up like one of the first things automatically. And hopefully not too much with too many other people that I don't want to mention. And anyways, thank you very much for coming here at Kim Overholt's Art and Entertainment Studio. And I'm your hostess, Philip, all the toasts. And I will leave you with a little bit of magic. How about that? A little bit of magic. Trying to think of, I got so many different ones to choose from. Okay. Oh. Today I will go through with my other tarot cards. These are my cards that I got on my 50th birthday from my cousin, because she is also one who knows a little bit of witchcraft herself. 1, 2, 3. And she gave me these cards for my birthday, and I appreciate it. That's so wonderful. And I'm going to pick you a card for the day. And I always have to tell you, well, at least for my cards, I can tell you that most of the time they are very positive and give you a good outlook towards maybe something that you didn't think about for the day, and put you in the right direction, say. Right? So, and people ask about the tarot cards sometimes, and I say there's worse cards than the death card, believe. So there's worse things out there than death. So never be afraid of death, because there's worse things out there than death. Let me tell you. Oh, okay. And of course, the Wheel of Fortune comes up. Yes. I can get back on. I can get back on. When I feel I'm on top of the wheel and next it's rolling in on me. I can get back on. I can get back on. See the three witches? The maiden, the crone, and the mother. Yes. Yes, this is a very good card for all of you who are into a little bit of crafty. I like to be crafty too. And so, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, and this is a major arcana card. It's something I already know about. It's, the fortunes, they spin. And like this card, the Wheel of Fortune, round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. So I wouldn't even have to look it up. I just tell you, this is a very interesting card, and I hope you think about your fortune for the day, and I hope in the meantime you enjoy it. You enjoy it for what it's worth. All right, and thank you for tuning in. And on a positive note, this is Queen of Cups. And I hope you have a fantastic day. And come and tune in back again. I will show you some other stuff on my big whiteboard, and maybe some other art stuff that I put away. I can grab back out and give you a hint of something. I'm working on something right now, and I didn't want to give anything away just yet. So, yeah. The creative juices have returned, and I'm very excited about stuff coming up in the future. So keep tuned in. There's more coming. Peace out, brother, with a little bit at it, as my mom would say. And, you know, your love out there.